What do people do in the wintertime if they don't ski in Salt Lake City, Utah? Well, that is what I'm talking about today. So if you're looking at moving to Utah and you're kind of concerned about what to do in the winter to stay active, this is the video for you. So stay tuned. Hi, this is Melissa Ballman, and I'm a real estate agent here in the greater Salt Lake City area. So what that means, if you're looking at making a real estate move, I'd love to connect with you. Shoot me a text, send me an email, do what you gotta do, but get in touch with me. But first, today I wanna talk about activities to do living in Salt Lake City when it's winter time and it's cold outside and you can't do your typical mountain biking and hiking and things like that to stay active. Okay, so first I am going to take you outside to one of my favorite places, and that is East Canyon, right off Interstate 80. And there's so much to do in this area. And I'm gonna show you here some of the cross-country skiing that happens on Mountain Dell Golf Course. Now you do have to buy tickets or have an annual pass to cross-country ski there, but it's a fantastic place. I went to utahnordic.org and you can get a day pass for about $10 or you can get an annual pass for about $135. But great place, conveniently located. It's about 12 miles west of Park City and I don't know, maybe 5 miles off Interstate 215 on I-80. So very convenient. But if you go a little further up East Canyon exit, then you're going to come across one of my favorite places. So check it out. So the thing about this place is this is actually a 2-lane road when it's not snowy. So they don't plow it here. So you can go for miles and miles up this canyon. You can kind of maybe tell there's a little bit of an incline. So you can get a good 5 miles in snowshoeing, walking with snow boots, or cross-country skiing and still get an incline and decline while you're doing it. But the best part, listen. It's so quiet and peaceful. You can see people cross-country skiing behind me coming down the hill. There's some in front of me too. But it's just so beautiful out here. You have the crystal blue skies, fresh, clean air, nature all around you. I was up here the other day. There was wild turkeys running all over, going up the hill right behind me. You can often see moose and elk on this trail. Of course, not too close, but it's just a great place close to the city. You're 20 minutes from Salt Lake Airport. It takes me about 30 minutes to get here from Draper. So you're about 12 miles west of Park City if you're on the I-80. So close, convenient, but not like all the hustle and bustle of places you'll find in the city, so to speak. Okay, so this area is a watershed. So you cannot have your dogs or horses, no yellow snow. The only animals you're gonna see around here are the wild ones. Now you can technically, if you can get past that gate, bring a snow tracked thing like a snowmobile on this road because it goes for so far. You don't see it a lot. The people are very, very friendly here. Unless you're on like a snowmobile, they tend not to be quite as friendly. And I think it's just because the tranquility here, you come up here to kind of escape the noise in the city and then you have a snowmobile. I've done it recently, so I know they're not the friendliest when you're doing that. And I don't blame them because I do love to just hear the nothingness that's up here. Okay, there is a parking lot area that's not maintained and it does have bathrooms in it where you can park. And while you're driving up here, if you're lucky enough, you may see a moose or an elk in the bushes as you're driving up, so keep your eyes open. So I'm sure you can understand why I love this area with how beautiful it is, how quiet it is, the fresh air. I mean, I've been up there multiple times already this year and it's never like inversion, like, and you can see when you're coming out of the canyon, all the inversion that has been sitting in Salt Lake Valley. So it's a great place to get out of that inversion and breathe some fresh air. So as I mentioned, you can cross country ski. You can literally just go out there and walk in snow boots like I did. I've seen some people, even when I shot this video yesterday out there, I saw some people snowshoeing. So of course you can go snowshoeing pretty much anywhere around that you can find. Like if you go to some of the hiking trails that are covered in snow now, you can probably snowshoe out there. As far as cross-country skiing, you also have Soldier Hollow, where the Olympics took place for cross-country skiing, and they do annual passes there as well. And they have lessons for, I saw kids online, but I'm sure as an adult you can also find lessons up there too. Okay, so tubing or sledding, that's another big fun activity. We are having a great winter so far. Fingers crossed it stays this way, but it's not even January and the ski resorts are already getting about half, if not more than half, of what their average annual snowfall is. So if you are interested in tubing and sledding and things like that, there's Woodward up in Park City. Now, we did it a few years ago as a family for my son's birthday. Honestly, we were all fine just doing 1 hour. We bought 2 hours, but we ended up leaving early. It was a little too much and we kind of got bored with it. So if you go to Woodward for tubing, probably an hour is sufficient. There's Soldier Hollow, again, that you can do tubing there. And then of course, all around the valley, you'll find people tubing or sledding at all different locations. Now just pay attention because some locations at parks and schools and things like that where you'll see people out, they do have signs that they don't want you doing it. And it's more or less for safety reasons. We have a lot of sledding accidents that can happen here when people aren't doing it in good areas. So just be sure that you're in a safe area, that it's allowed, and you can pretty much go out anywhere and do it. Now, this one is not convenient in Salt Lake City itself. It's a couple hour drive, but I think it's way overlooked for a winter activity and underestimated, but that is going down to Bryce Canyon in the winter. It is amazing with the snow and the red rocks and just that contrast that you have in Bryce Canyon in the wintertime is amazing. And, you may not be able to hike depending on how much snow is out there, but I did see that you can do some snowshoeing. So take a look at Bryce Canyon's website before you go down there and see what kind of activities you're able to do when you're down there. But it is magnificent, and I'm so glad the first time I went to Bryce Canyon was in the wintertime so I could see those beautiful contrasts. How about ice skating? Now, most of the places around the valley are indoors. There are some that are outdoors, like Gallivan Center, and there's one in Bountiful that's kind of new that's outdoors. But most of them in Salt Lake County and even up in Park City are indoor arenas. But that is a great place to go when the inversion is really bad and maybe you don't want to be outside breathing the air from the inversion and you want to move indoors but still get a good activity. So what do you like to do around the area? Drop me a comment below of what your favorite outdoor activity is in the wintertime. But I hope you enjoyed my list of things that you can do that don't involve skiing in the greater Salt Lake City area. If you're looking at making a real estate move, I'd love to connect with you. I am always here to help, but as always, make it a great day.